Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa and we appreciate you being here for our video. It's lunchtime, and if you're like Melissa and me, and I think we are like a lot of people, we tend to do the same things over and over for lunch. We kind of get in a routine and we fix the same 2, 3, 4, 5 things for lunch every few days. But today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make chicken pecan wraps. Now these are easy to do. You don't need many ingredients to do them. And you can dress them up the way you want. You don't have to fix them exactly the way we're fixing ours today. You can use the basic concept, but add what you like, take off what you don't like. You can fix it to suit your taste. Let's talk about what we're going to use today to make our chicken pecan wraps. We're going to start with 1 pound of chicken. Now, as you can see, I'm using grilled chicken strips, and this is actually half of a pack that we got at Costco. You know, if you buy something at Costco, you've got to buy it in bulk, right? So this was 2 packs. We've already used one for something else. So I'm using this other 1 pound pack of chicken strips. You do not have to use pre-cooked chicken strips. If you want to get chicken breast or whatever kind of chicken you like and use raw chicken, you can do that. You just need to either cut it into chunks or cut it into strips, and then you'll cook it just like we're going to do this, except you might cook it just a little longer because you want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. This is already pre-cooked, so all we have to really do is heat it up while we cook our onion. Okay, so we're using 1 pound of chicken meat. We're also going to use some onion. Now, the original recipe that Melissa and I had calls for 1/4 cup of chopped onion. I have a half onion left over from a dish that we made yesterday. I'm not going to waste that, so I'm just going to chop the rest of that onion. It's just half of an onion, and we're going to put all that in there. It'll be a little over 1/4 of a cup, but that's okay. We're going to use a couple tablespoons of butter to cook our onion and chicken in. And then for spices, we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, of garlic powder, and a pinch of salt and pepper. You can decide how much salt and pepper you want to use. If you are a heart patient or you have high blood pressure and you don't need to use salt, leave it out. It's fine. Let me also tell you about cumin. People tend to either really like cumin or they hate it. If you don't like it, leave it out. Put something else in place of it, whatever you like. Use the spices you like. But Melissa and I really do like cumin in this dish. The thing is, for me, cumin has a very strong flavor profile. So I start with 1/4 teaspoon. If you want to add more, you can. I would really encourage you to start with 1/4 teaspoon and then add to it. You can always add more, you can't take away, but 1/4 teaspoon is enough for the 2 of us. Okay, so all that's going to go into our skillet, and we're going to cook that together. Once our onion is cooked and our chicken's heated through, we're going to add some chopped pecans. Add as much or as little as you like. I've got, well, that's 1/4 cup right there, but it's piled up a little bit. I like pecans. So if if you're like me, you might want to add more than that, but that's what I'm adding today. And along with those pecans, we will add 3 tablespoons of sour cream, and we'll heat that through. Now, to make your wraps, of course, you're going to need some tortillas. So you get the tortillas you like, flour tortillas, corn tortillas, whatever your favorite is, you get that. And for our toppings, we're going to use some shredded cheese, some shredded lettuce, and some salsa. So you choose what you like for your toppings. Let me warn you though, I would suggest that you try Willie's. I think it's a product out of Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Melissa and I love Willie's salsa. They have all different kinds. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 different ones. This is the sweet and mild. It's our favorite. They have it all the way up to like scorching hot. So you get whatever you like. But I'm going to warn you, if you get Willie's, it's addictive.
It's also in the refrigerator, or the, not refrigerated, but the...
Yeah.
It's
It's in the refrigerated section at your grocery store. It's not out on a shelf like back in the chip section. It will be in with like the bags of shredded lettuce or grapes, that kind of thing. It'll be in the, you're right, Melissa, it's refrigerated.
Yeah, section. But it's not sitting on the shelf like,
no,
other dips are. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it's chilled, it's cold, and you need to keep it refrigerated. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting my butter in my skillet and getting that started melting, and I'm just going to turn that on low, and I'm just going to take a couple of tablespoons and put in there. I'm not going to measure it out. I'll just put that in. And while that's starting to melt, I'm going to chop my onion. So we'll come right back over here. Move my chicken down here where I can get to it in a minute. And I'm going to chop up this onion. Now, you can chop it the way you like. Melissa and I like it kind of a medium dice in this dish. We like to bite into that onion a little bit, even though it's going to be cooked. We don't want just tiny little pieces. So I do kind of a medium chop on it, or a medium dice. And I'm going to use it all. I'm not going to waste that. I don't want to waste any of this. So I'm just going to chop it all up. Except for the root, of course. I'm not going to use the root. Okay. Now, we're going to take our onion over and put it in with our butter. And I'm going to turn it up to medium. And we'll just add it in. Get all that in there. And I'm going to add my chicken. Just pull it open. And we're going to put it right in there with it. Get in there, all of you. Okay. And I'm going to stir that up just a little bit. Get that butter down in there where it'll start melting, keep melting. And I'm going to go ahead and add my spices. So, I'm going to get my cumin. Do 1/4 teaspoon of it. Just right over my onions and my chicken. And 1/4 teaspoon of my garlic powder. If you don't want to put garlic powder, don't do it. You're the one who's eating this. Put the spices on you like. But we think garlic powder and cumin go really, really well together. Now, salt and pepper. This is to your liking, of course. I'm just going to put a pinch of salt. Not much at all. And a pinch of pepper. Just a little bit. Now that just needs to sit here and cook in that butter. We want to get the onions cooked, and we want the chicken, which has been in the refrigerator, to get heated through. It's already cooked. It was fully cooked already, but we want it to be good and hot to put on our tortillas. So we're just going to let this continue to sit here. I am going to turn it up to about medium high. I will keep an eye on it, but we want those onions cooked. So we'll just let it sit here and keep heating. Our chicken is heated through. Remember, if you're using raw chicken, cook it till it's cooked all the way through. Our onions are pretty much cooked. So I'm putting in our pecans. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sour cream. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Yes, I just guessed at it. This is not an exact science. And we're just going to stir that in. Let that sour cream kind of melt. I may even put a little more sour cream before this is over.
Lucky me.
I know. I do it for you, babe. Melissa loves sour cream. Okay. So I've got this turned all the way to low. And I'm just going to let this sit here and keep warm. We've already cooked our onions. Our chicken's already heated through. Actually, babe, I am going to add a little more. I don't feel like that's got quite enough sauce on it. Okay. Let me stir that in. I just want to make sure there's some on every piece. You want a little bit of that taste in your wrap. Now, while this sits here and just stays warm, we're going to shred our cheese. I need to get that done. And by the way, you saw that I had shredded lettuce out there. That shredded lettuce came in a bag. I did not shred it. When I was getting the Willie's salsa, I saw the bags of shredded lettuce and thought, I could buy a whole head of lettuce, or I could buy this little bag of lettuce that's already shredded, and I wouldn't have to do that. So that's what I did. But you feel free to shred your own if you want. Okay, so I'm going to take our block of cheddar cheese. I'm not going to take this paper off. I'm going to leave that on there because I only need 1 cup. So I'm just going to grate that. Actually, I think I will because I don't want to take a chance getting it in there. So I'm just going to grate that right into a little bowl. I think I'll do about half of it and see if I think that's enough. You think it's enough for you and me today?
Oh, I think that will be.
Plenty?
Yeah.
By the way, this will make 4 tortillas. This amount. Melissa and I are not going to eat 4 tortillas for lunch today. So we will use half of it today and eat 2 of them. The rest we will save as leftovers, and that'll be tomorrow's lunch.
Cook once.
Eat twice. That's my motto. I certainly do believe in that. I don't see a reason in the world not to make extra when you cook and save it for the next meal so you don't have to cook again. Okay, so there's our shredded cheese. Let me tell you, this handy dandy little shredder, that thing is so handy. I love it.
Don't have to worry about slicing your fingers on the box grater either.
No, you sure don't. Okay, so I'm going to turn my chicken off. I'm going to move it over here, Melissa. I'm just going to get one of these hot pads and put it right there. Move it over here so we can get to it easier. There we go. And now we'll make our tortillas. I'm just going to make one for us right now, baby. This can be mine, and you can fix yours in a few minutes. Okay, you can see that that chicken just has a light coating of the sour cream on it. So I'm just going to put some chicken right down the middle of my tortilla. Make sure I get some onions and some of those pecans in there. And then I'm going to top it with some of our cheese. And by the way, I love cheese. Grab me a spoon here. Put some of this Willie's salsa on there. By the way, Willie's is not sponsoring us. We don't have sponsors. I'm just telling you what we like. So I'm going to put some salsa right down the middle. And then just a little shredded lettuce on top. And our wrap is ready. Lunch is ready to eat. All right, babe. Are you taking the first bite?
I'll try.
It's It's kind of hard to feed someone else.
I know. Maybe I'll just wait and have one in my own lunch here.
Are you sure?
I'm sure that'll be messy.
You're right, it will be, especially with the salsa. I
love this lunch.
It's so delicious.
Or dinner. We make a good dinner too.
We tend to do it for lunch. But yeah, it would make a great dinner. You know my favorite part of this?
The onions.
The pecans. Gives it a little crunch. And I love that. The cumin is, for me, the cumin is just right. It is, it's in there. You can tell it's there, but it's not overpowering. So I would advise you to start with a 1/4 teaspoon. And if you want to add more, you can. This is really good. Now, what are you going to serve this with? Well, of course, you know, chips and salsa will always go with this. You've got your Willie salsa, so get a bag of tortilla chips. Goes perfectly together. If you don't have tortilla chips, serve some potato chips with it. Or some fruit. Fruit goes really well with this. So
some rice.
Yeah, you could do rice. Do a bag of Nora's rice, a packet of Nora's rice. That's really good with it too. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you have more than 4 people, this will serve 4. It'll make 4 tortillas. If if you're like me and you're serving it for dinner and you want more than 1 tortilla, if I was having this for dinner, I'd probably have 2. This is easily doubled or tripled. You can change this to fit the number of people you're serving. So it's very simple to do. Okay, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Right below this video, there's a like button. We would appreciate you clicking that. If you haven't before, click that subscribe button, the little notification bell beside of it, and the word all. That just joins you to our channel. It's totally free. Also, right under this video, there's a description box, and you'll see the title of this recipe. It will say chicken pecan wrap. If you click anywhere in that box will expand. Melissa always puts the written recipe right there for you. Our contact information is under that recipe, and there's a link to our Amazon store under that, where you can click to go to Amazon and purchase our cookbook if you're interested in purchasing a copy of it. At the bottom, there's a place where you can leave a comment, and we love hearing from you. So feel free to go down there and leave us a comment. Thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. God loves you, and so do we. Have a great day.